Good morning on a lovely Monday morning. It's grey and horrible out there. Not very nice at all today. I think it's going to rain all day. So the leaves are coming down off the trees. It's getting a bit cold. It's grey and horrible. So I'm going to cheer myself up by doing some listing. I've got. I think like I'm running out of stock a bit, so I need to go and get some stuff. Do need to do some sourcing. We'll probably go out on Friday to try and do a bit of sourcing. I've got a few things I've got to pack today. I've got to pack a GameCube and a few other things. What have I got? I was packing last night. I've still got a few other things to go. Hello, Rosie. You are the one and only. Thank you for joining me. Let's see if we can get some others. Can we double our view? That's who knows. We've got a GameCube. I've got an old Commodore 64 game to pack. That's an easy peasy one. The GameCube is a little tricky, but not too bad. Got a Grow Clock, one of my old favourites. Those are always bought for £1 or £2, sold for £10. They always tend to go. A copy of The Warriors, which I've had for ages on the PS2, gone for £15, plus postage. Don't often have postage to media, but it's gone. And a Charles Pritt jumper, merino wool, no doubt. Legacy kit card, but yeah, not too bad. Get on and list some random stuff. The merino wool jumper that sold actually was a large, but I've sold it before and someone shrunk it in the wash, so I relisted it. I tried it on and it was fine on me. I'm probably a medium, and I just resold it as a medium with lots of explanation saying this is labelled as a large, but it looks like it's been shrunk. It fits. I'm a medium. It fits me. Please buy it. I've made it a bit cheaper, so. Yeah, we'll see how well it had sold. It had sold a little bit cheaper, and when it sold, I think it came in on an offer. And when I replied to the offer, I think the offer was like 17 quid. It was up for 19.99. If something just goes on, you know, and it's clothing. Clothing, I'm always prepared to do about 10% on it. I just went back to 17.99 with a load of blurb saying. You've seen the sizing. Do you want any more measurements? So that was good. Hi, Limelight. Good to see you. Hello, Peter Ray. Good to see you too. Yeah, so no boot fairs this weekend. I was all set up because the weekend before I missed because Liz was ill. I was all set up to go, but a little bit pleased that I can stay in bed. You know how it is. But I do need to get out. I need to get out there. I've got a Masters of the Universe comic that I sold. £10, probably cost about 50p. I don't mind those flips. How's the motivation? Always how's my motivation? That's a good question. I'll tell you what, I don't want to stop to think about it. Always been my downfall, but a mortgage and a noticeable checking numbers has helped greatly. Yeah. Yes. Accountability. Yeah, sticking to a task. I use a timer is always good. Yes. I dread this time. It's funny you talking about motivation because I really do. What's that thing where you get seasonally adjusted disorder? I always have hated Novembers and especially hate like Halloween time. All of the dredge of what it is today. Grey, horrible, rainy, dark, and it's only getting darker. Christmas, is a little bit of a nice thing to break it up, but then you kind of go back to January, February. I do find it hard, but like I say, it's keep moving is the key. I've also sold a Mountain Warehouse Retrofit jacket. Now, when I bought this, I thought that looks really nice. Soft shell looked almost brand new. I think I may well have sold it as new without tag. Yes, I did. It was in excellent condition. But I bought it at one of the expensive charity shops. I mean, they're all expensive, as I will show you in a minute. But I paid a tenner for it. Anyway, from Mountain Warehouse jacket. But it is sold for $18.99. So I hardly made any money on it. You know, $18.99. Take 20% off that with fees and promos and this and that and the other. You're probably looking at like 14, probably 15, 16 quid it sold for. The profit wise, probably 5 or 6 quid. I mean, I guess return on investment 50%, but you know, you really want that to be doubling your money at least. And something which has got an incredible return on investment because I got it for free is a PS5 box. No console, empty box only. Star, £16.19 with postage. We sent Hermes, the under a kilogram, 3 quid or something. This is our first year with a mortgage going through January and February, and every year I'm wishing the days away to survive till March. Well, it's hard. It is hard. We'll just keep going. So just to give you an idea, I went. I was down my local charity shops just because I was down. What was I down there? Well, Liz has been ill, so she was off work all last week. She had a trapped nerve in right old state, but she went back on Friday, and I said, "Look, I'll give you a lift back, or you know, can work on Friday." It's only coming down the road, and I never normally go to the charity shop because they're crap. But I thought, well, I'll give it a go, and just to give you an idea. I will hold up some items. Hopefully you'll join in. You may not. If you don't, you know, I'll tell you anyway. But just try and guess the price. So charity shop, Oxfam, this one. Okay. North Face, long sleeve shirt, lined. Has got a mark on the cuff, which I'm hoping not, because I've already listed it. I'm hoping not to get rid of it. Just a small little black mark. We're doing the prices right. Hello, Neil. Hope you're well. Don't think there's any cameras today. That's not bad, Neil. I'm gonna show you these prices. The $6.99. So, because I am in there, and I'm going through all the Blue Harbour and all the Primark and all the rubbish and all the stuff that's just like ridiculously priced. And you're looking at it now, going, well, I've got to restrict myself to good stuff, but the good stuff has not got to be ridiculously overpriced. And you really just need the right places for this sort of thing. So there's that one. Have I listed up? I'll have to get that cup clean. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here on eBay. Yes, I have listed that. I've listed that for $22.99. One view, no watches. That was last night. That went on. IAC, AC, Global Reselling. Good to see you. Next one. The next one is actually not bad at all. Spoke trousers. So this is stuff that's already listed. Kind of like a chino. But a bit kind of more smarter. I've described this as chino. It's a cotton trouser. It's build B. I think they have like 3 builds. Looks like a bloody robot. But that's build B. They were $3.99, which I think they missed that one. A Hackett shirt. And I've got some Hackett shirts on, and they seem to have been reduced by quite a bit. I always thought Hackett was all right to look out for, but I'm beginning to think it's a bit near. That was £6.75. Don't know about that one. I'll see it. £6.75. But that is listed on. I mean, that could be like 15 if I'm lucky. It is on. Put it on to like 22 or something. Come on, eBay. $24.99 I put it on for. No views, no watches. The spoke trousers have got one watch already. So that might be a little, you know, $22.99 there on for. And the last thing I got from Fiverr, which I thought was a nice thing, Orbis. Cross between Hovis and Orville the Duck. It's bread shaped, it's duck shaped bread. It's an Orbis, quite nice full zip cardigan. Neil will love this. I'm going on about clothes. Just a thing for the winter months. It's I think it's a well, in actual fact, I can't tell what size it is because it is reversible. So normally with the reversible stuff, there'll be something the label will be in the pocket, but it hasn't got any pockets. I'm thinking, you know, where's the label to tell you where it was made and what it's made of and all that jazz, and what size it is? I've got no idea. You just sell it as a medium. So I haven't listed that. So when I were a lad, we saw Orbis, and we'll get that on. We'll get that on now. Am I enjoying it? I am. I enjoyed it like when I did it before, but I began to get frustrated that my charity shops were getting a bit ridiculous price wise, and I was finding, you know, when I was sourcing, you know, 8 years ago, I would go out and fill the car, and I found it quite frustrating to go out. And I think my phrase was, all they've got is crap, and it's overpriced crap, and there was a lot of that. So I got a bit fed up with it. But I've probably got about 4 different routes I sort of try. I go around and do. And sometimes it's rubbish. I went out the other day and it was rubbish, and I actually abandoned a sourcing trip. Chatting to the people who work there and stuff, but they basically, you know, had said they didn't have much. So, you know, I thought better to come home and save the time there than carry on. Hi, Babs. Good to see you. I'm off down the south coast tomorrow, actually. So might get a look around the shops there, going down to Brighton. So that should be interesting. Going down with my eldest, just to sort of check out Sussex Uni. He's not going there, but just to sort of give him an idea of what they're like. I went to Sussex, so it'd be quite weird going around there. So yeah, that'll be good. Showing all my old form, telling where to avoid. Right, August. Reversible cardigan. How do you spell reversible? Do let me know what you're listing, whether you had any major finds this week. Have you been outsourcing? I think this is a men's. What's it coming up with? Nothing like mine. Oh, hello. Is that it? Reversible. I felt reversible wrong. But it was like a doofus. Babs is listing Christmas cards. Oh, good timing there. But I listed a Christmas jumper this week. One from H&M, I think it was. It's been in my garage for about 4 years. Every year I thought I must get that on, and then comes to like the middle of January, I'm like, oh, £16.13. I mean, is that the same? It looks like exactly the same sort of thing. And considering I think I paid £4.99 for it. Yeah, this is exactly the same sort of thing. Have they got a label on there? No. Okay. What do we do? We're in sold. Yeah, so £4.99 to like maybe £15, 20% fees. Pretty pants, really. I mean, I don't turn it down because I was there, but you know. Let's see, and that isn't even a sold price. That is a That's what someone's trying to get. There's no reversible socks. No results for Orbis reversible cardigan memories. No results for Orbis reversible cardigan. Any results for Orbis reversible? 60 results for Orbis reversible with a load of women's stuff. And only one of them is the same sort of thing that I've got. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit disappointing when you get stuff like this. I mean, I think the main frustration with anything you're going to sell, be it clothing or whatever, is obviously getting hold of the stuff. Right, I'll just copy this. It's a men's or a women's. Where's the similar one? I can't see the wood. Let's sell one like this. Can't see the wood in the trees there. But you've got to try, haven't you? You've got to try and get out. I mean, let me know how often you source. A lot of people just will go every day. I hear Crystal Palace Kahoot is delayed. Yes, I got a message on my Insta saying that. The Sutton one has finished. I only went once this year. I don't like the Sutton one really. I'm hoping to find a lot more sourcing charity shop wise, but yeah, I am slightly a little bit worried. I'm always worried going into when we come into this time of year. From now until when the boot fairs are shut through to Easter, when they get going again, it worries me. It's the time I find the most difficult. I mean, the easiest time is like peak summertime, isn't it? Right, we'll set that for $16.99. We'll see how that does. We're going to put 7% promo. I promote all my clothes. I don't promote anything else. Country, I've no idea what country origin is. There's no bloody label on it. And I think I've done. I might have some photos. I think I've got some photos. Getting ahead of the game. Or maybe I didn't. Anyone thinking of doing eBay live selling? I mentioned it last week. You need a hell of a lot of stuff. You just need to get rid of stuff. I guess you need a lot of stuff on a regular basis. Because I would imagine they expect you to do regular slots. I tuned in to see Gentleman Marketeer Simon yesterday, and unfortunately he was having a few tech issues. So hopefully he didn't get too stressed. I'm sure he didn't. But I think he's going to try again next week. I hope he'll be able to sort it out. Right, what's the nicest looking colour? The sky blue or the slightly darker blue? I think slightly darker blue for a minute. So we'll show that one in the main photo. Of course, I can switch them around. It might create some interest. So change the main photo every day. Who knows? Nudge it to a sale. 22.5, 27, 27.5. That's the measurements. 22.5, 27, 27.5. Orbis, what can I call this? Cardigan, really. They put it as a sweater. They use 77 characters. They put size, we'll get rid of that. Medium, they put size, medium, large. with the chocolate teapot title. Right, Orbis. Cardigan's a bit crap. I don't know. That's the description. It's a full zip. It is a cardigan. I mean, I could call it a jacket, but it's not really a jacket. Okay, let's call it cardigan. Cardigan, men. I'm running out of characters straight away. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what it's made of. I don't know what the actual size is. I still find it. Sweater jumper. I'll get rid of sweater. All this cardigan, men's medium blue. Don't need purple in there. Blue, full zip jumper. It's not a hoodie. Why that other person's put a hoodie? Not a hoodie. They didn't have them. Reversible. So mine's the two colours are blue and dark blue. So I'll just leave it as blue. All right, we'll leave it at that. Don't spend too much time on £16.99 item. Regular, no pattern, medium, long sleeve, not personalised, machine washable, casual jumper, winter. Mock neck. Leave it in. Tight knit. Season. Why wouldn't you always put every single season? Who knows? Hello, Mark. I'm ignoring you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. So, question of the day, if you want to answer this one, is: do you think it's better to price something at a price, stick at the price, but then keep offering lower and lower? So say, for example, you listed something for £100, and then the first month you say, I'd take 10% less. And then the second month you keep the price the same, but you say, I'd take 20% less. So offers and sales and all of that sort of stuff, and offers coming in, offers going out. Or is it better to set the price at £100 and then in a month's time go, right, that hasn't worked, I'll reduce that by 10% and I will still take in offers according to my offer threshold. So it's gone down to 90. I'm going to accept offers of like 10%. What do you think is best? It's one of these things that keep me awake at night. Excellent condition. What I do is I review all my prices on the day they're ending, basically. So I will constantly have. I will say that one later. I just want to talk about with that a bit later. I will always have what's it called? Unsold but not relisted. There's always some in there. There's 98 in there at the moment. So on a daily basis, I will go, and I'll try and do this more, but sometimes I forget. So active listings, I'm doing it now. Sort by end date. Something I've got a couple of things that end in 12 minutes, so I better get on quick. We're going to highlight both of those. They're GameCube games. We're going to end those listings. And I will review the price of that, looking at. I normally, if I've had 2 or 3 watches, I'll keep the price the same. But if it's kind of like zero, if it's 0 watches, comes down by sort of like 10%. Let's have a look. I bet I've had some relisted today that I didn't want relisted. No, I haven't. So I'll just call those. Only 2. That's quite good. Sometimes it's about like 60 in there. If I've had a kind of splurge. Set a price, give it 30 days, and go and reduce a bit. Yeah, I think most people do that because I just can't. It thought to me, if you put a price of 100 and like you just went, right, that is what I put it on at. I research that, and then start offering, first month you go 10% off, second month you go, okay, I'll do 20% off, comes and then 30% off. It seems more of a bargain, but it just seems more of a fact to try and keep doing that. I mean, I love selling old stuff. I mean, there's nothing gives me greater pleasure than having some items that have been around for ages gone. I'll look at a couple now, but I mean, I'd say it's something myself. There's anything really old in it. Not really. The Pitfall game is quite old. I listed that in October 24. So that's quite old. All the others are last 3 months. I think I did this before. I think the majority, 80-90% of your sales are going to be stuff that's listed in the last 3 months. So to get rid of that real old crud is priceless. You could just take it in the garden and burn it. But, right, so I've listed this by my SKU, which has my listed date in it. I've got something from 2022 here, but that's a multi-listing. A pair of Nike Primo court trainers from 2023, listed in September 23. Now they're up for $7.99, and that got relisted on the 4th, 16 days ago, and they've had 1 view, 0 watches. I mean, it's just like it's dead. Pair of Timberlands are on there for $8.99, 5 views. They were listed 2024. January 24. There's some needlework stuff which you think should go, but it hasn't. Horrible, right? Horrible. Just some weird bits that just have not sold. And you kind of think, well, after a time, do you just, why does it just get lost? And should you just take it down, put it in a box, and maybe try again a little bit later? I mean, looking at it very quickly, I've got one item from 23. How many items from 24? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 items. Oh, another one's a 12 items because one of them's a multi. A pair of Nike LeBron 17 low light cream Easter trainers. It looks like a really good pair of trainers. They're up for $54.99. I need to talk to Garen, Custer's Emporium. But they've got a size 9 as well with the box. $4.99. Why haven't they sold? 19 views, 0 watches. Weird. Very strange. No rhyme or reason sometimes. Right, a couple of things. And the other thing is, sometimes I get stuff and I think that's good. That'll do well. I'm sure I've seen other people get this sort of stuff, and it doesn't. And 2 examples I've had recently. I've got a big haul of a load of band T-shirts, like classic, like there was Bowie, T-Rex. AC/DC T-shirts, loads of sort of 70s, real kind of classic rock sort of stuff in there. And I got them dirt cheap as well. So I put them on. There was some Led Zepp. The only thing it didn't have going for it was they were all a small size, or 99% of them was small. But they were all very good shirts. Very good T-shirts, and because I got them cheap, I put them all on at like $10.99 ish, and I thought they'd fly out, but they're not getting any views at all. I have sold, I think, 2. So yeah, T-shirts is like a real it's not a great, as a clothes reseller, it's not a great thing to sort of go, unless it's like really, so what have I bought? I mean, I've bought quite a few band t-shirts that I've just sourced anyway. Prince, there were a couple of Prince t-shirts. There was a Pink Floyd, David Bowie, Stevie Wonder. Great Stevie Wonder. It was a brown t-shirt with the Innovisions album cover. The Doors, Led Zepp, Jimi Hendrix, Alice Cooper. I think I saw that on stream not too long. New York Dolls and Kiss. There are a couple of Kiss t-shirts, and I thought with the guitarist dying, really nice Beach Boys. Like I say, the only thing I can see it's not got going. They're all on for actually $12.99. I mean, I'll bring them down to like $7.99. I'll still make money on it, but it's just it surprised me. It's been absolutely hardly any interest. Status Quo. So it's your classic Nirvana. There's Nirvana in the Judas Priest, which is a bit a really nice. Another Stevie Wonder, another Kiss one. Classic rock. That's a little bit strange. And the other thing is that sometimes I think, oh, that's a good pickup. I've got a load of baseball hats. Now, some of them have sold. And these are going on for around kind of 15-ish to start with. And some have sold and some haven't. So I'll just sort of, let's have a look at the ones that have sold. I mean, do you ever find that you kind of think, oh, that's a good pickup, and then it goes on, and it's like, oh, that was why you sort of have to get stuff cheap, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at. So I've got a bit of peace and quiet this morning. My oldest son has gone to the gym, and Liz and the other two have gone to IKEA, and they get a big breakfast. My phone's just buzzed. They normally send me a picture of them eating lots of like a full English rice. Not at the moment. That will come later. So I have sold out of this. I've probably got about 20 baseball caps. I've sold an LA Dodgers one for $9.99. I've sold a North Face one, which is in the bundle, for $17. That's not bad. These are like £2 or £3 each that you can sold for. Pittsburgh Steelers for $15, Chicago White Sox for $14, and the Toronto Blue Jays for $15. So I paid for the bundle, but it's kind of like when I look at the others that are active now, I do just sit in there and you're like, I did wonder whether Chris got this because he does a lot of American football stuff. And you get all these shirts and jackets. Do you find that some go and some have no interest at all? So let's have a look at baseball caps. So these two have got to go on. The reason that they got kind of held back is they have marks on them. This one had a great big brown mark. I thought it might be in the shape of a C, but then I realised it was all down there and it was just someone's copy. And this one had some salty, sweaty marks. And I just got like got some, washing powder and in a sink with some soap. Scrub dub. Gave it a bit of a clean, came up really nice. So it'd be sold as used, obviously, but obviously used, very good condition. I'm hoping that the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls, I think they have a bit more pull than some other times. Can't find my baseball caps in my active listings. It's probably part of my unsold and not really listed. They probably come to the end of their little run. Let's have a look. I know I've got loads. Or has it fallen off eBay? Might well have fallen off eBay. Okay, let's just search for caps. Here we are, cap. I'll put in caps. Silly me. Okay. So I've got a Nintendo cap that's on there. It's got 6 views and 1 watcher. It's on for $10.99. New York Yankees. I think $26.99. 4 views and no watchers. Probably good reason for that. Yeah, these other ones are priced higher. Pittsburgh Steelers. I've got one on Pittsburgh Pirates one. I've obviously researched it. It's from an All-Star game, and I put it on for £75. But the others are on for sort of like around 20. I've got another one on for 80 quid. That's good. That could be why those haven't sold. But the standard price I put them on at is kind of 18.99. It looks like they sell for about 15. So let's get these two on. We're still similar. New York Knicks. Yeah, I'll put these both on for 15 quid. Right. New York Knicks. They are all new era, I think. And a lot of them have a price on. But these two, oh yes, it does. £35. £35 now. £15 for that. That's not too bad. It's a 950 new era NBA. Is it NBA? Yes, it is. That's the basketball on there. Snapback adjustable. Yes, it is. NBA. Nice and easy. We'll get rid of those floaties. Do some floaties in a minute. Put in the new skew. I mean, hopefully it's going to get me 30 quid. Right away, like personalised. No. Material cotton, I think it is. No, it's polyester. Colour blue. New era men's sports polyester. Adjustable autumn all month. Blah 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 blah. Country of origin. Face. New without tags. I will change that to used. Pre-owned. Excellent. Excellent. And eat more money out of it. This is always my downfall, trying to eat more money out. They're not promoted. Yeah, clothing wise, kind of tops, trousers will get promoted. Weird little stuff like this, I won't. Trainers, I don't will promote. So that's that one done. I'm glad they came up well anyway. Glad about that. So yeah, tell me about your disappointments, because if you tell me about your disappointments, I can avoid them as well. We can all avoid them. Avoid the disappointments. We'll copy that drive. And this is almost exactly the same, apart from it's Chicago Bulls and it's white. And basketball as well. Okay, New York Knicks. Right. Chicago Bulls. 950 era snapback, blah 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 blah. That'll be the same. White-ish. Cream, I guess. I'll call it white. It's a form of white. And we'll try. I think these will sell. I think you can just sort of like you get the vibe of things really. You've heard of the team. Well, we'll get those on as soon as the stream is finished. I'll be doing those photos and getting those on. Another one that should be easy is I put on a whole bundle of Masters of the Universe comics. I've sold, they cost me about 50p each. I've sold 3, I think, which again means I'm in profit. There were a couple which were repeats, so I didn't want to put them both on at the same time. Who remembers these? Weetabix. If you know what's good for you, okay. That's a bit of a blast from the past for anyone who grew up in the 80s, the 70s and 80s. I think that was a bit more than 80s ad. So this was one of the repeats. So I should, in theory, just be able to go to my orders and do myself something. Easy peasy. Yeah, I put on these Masters of the Universe comics all went on individually, and at $9.99 each. And I put a load of Thundercats. I did the Thundercats in 2 bundles for like 36 quid each, and both the bundles sold. So for 72, they were the whole bundle, the whole lot of Thundercats was bought for a tenner. So that was 10 to 72. So that's not bad at all. Went relatively quick. I'm not too keen on comics and stuff, but it can get you huge money. What am I doing? I'm going into all the details. I'm going to sell similar. Sell similar. And we'll do a tenner again. That's not the greedy. And we'll save that for later. I've just got to change the pose because will do the actual one, even though the other one, so I'll do that later. Bit of an old favourite, and what should we call it? The Crusade 18 Volcanic Orange. Wear on the outside, but lovely in the middle, and that's the bit that matters. That's what's next to your beans. This was picked up for it was a weird thing because I got like a camera and a few other bits and bobs, and it's the guy I bought the records off, and the records are doing well. But again, like the caps and like the t-shirts, I've got 50 records. I've sold about 4. I'm in profit, but I'm just wondering how these others going to go. You know, I've got an offer for one actually, which Phil Collins. It's only up for $6.99, but I think it's up. What's it up for? $7.99. They've got $6.99, and I'm a bit like, I'm sure they would go the whole $7.99 on that. Right, what am I doing? Saucepan. Listen, the saucepan, of course. Now, what's the price of these like? Has it gone horrendously down because everybody and his mother are picking them up? Probably. Set 3, oh yeah, set 3, but that'd be a paint pack, 16, 18, 20. 18 wooden handle, 27.89. Yeah, we'll go for that. I'll go 26.99 plus 7.50 postage. Everyone's gone very quiet in the chat. Everyone's busy. Make some noise, people. Give us your best sale this week. Medium parcel. I'm assuming the sound is okay. I've been talking for 45 minutes. No one said it isn't. I've had some terrible problems with Or good things actually. If you think that me not having the sound on is probably a better option. Yeah, busy. Thank you, Babs. Do like a bit of knowing I'm not just here talking on my own, going mad. Do we have any lurkers? They're probably lurked off. Always love a lurker. Okay, bit of wear on the outside, good condition inside. Very good condition on the inside. Well, outside. I'm going to change the handle, the pan handle. It has got a split in it, and I have got another pan, got another saucepan, and the handle doesn't have a split. Be probably a good thing to do. Should be relatively easy. I think these just unscrew, so that should be good. You sold a nice vintage metal cash register, children's one. So hopefully it isn't too big, not like a. Yeah, I have seen people. One of the first auctions I went to down at Greasby's, someone bought like a till, and I was like, oh god, that's like my idea of a nightmare. And I've also seen at Boot Bears, you know those old scales you get, which were kind of like triangular, and they were kind of like light blue colour. And I was thinking, oh yeah, should I put that on? I thought of having that and sending it and being like that. Okay, we'll save that for later. Get that on today. Italia. Lovely job. How much did you buy it for, and how much did it sell for? I'm being very nosy. I want to know the numbers. Bought for 50p, sold for £500. Is that enough? Okay, Pete. Have a great day. Right, what else we got in this box of goodies? A pair of Carrymore walking shoes. They've been kicking around since February. I've just been looking at them going, I should miss those, and I never do. They are a that's a UK 4. These are from a jumble sale, so they would have cost 50p or something. They're pretty beat up, but there's somewhere in them. We're going to probably like to go for about 10 to 15. More. Let's just get them on and get them gone. Have they got an actual name? Colour, pewter. What sort of colour is that? Okay. Oh, lovely. Were they? I used to. What make placemats were they? What were the ones I used to pick up? There was a make that I used to look out for. I can't remember them. I know if I saw it. I can't remember. You paid up a bit for it. Nice item. What you paid 15. Nice one. Well done, Bab. Well done, Rosie. What were the name of those placemats I used to pick up? Can't remember. Brain like a sieve. They might have had a red box. Oh, I wish these had these gorgeous. Why the hell have I got these? Waterproof. Apparently. 24.99. I will not get 24.99. I can tell you that. Product number. Let's try that. Let's put that in a Google. I can't even read that properly. Sorry, the label's all kind of K160 PWT Liberty Pizza. Liberty off to Richmond. Oh, that's far from me. A bit of posh around there on the river. Pimpernel, that was it. Yeah, Pimpernel. That was it. Spending too much time on these shoes. Oh, there we go. Weather tight. Not lows, yeah. But they're kind of lows. I'm going to put them on for $16.99. One's in good condition, so for about 25, but these are pretty. I have cleaned them up, and they're still pretty bad. That says a lot. We'll save that for later. Right, what else we got? I've got two PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3 in this box, which I'm not going to lift up because it's on the floor. I've got another one of these Jake's Atari things. Probably about £8 to £10. I still haven't listed my box Spectrum. I don't know why I don't get around to doing that, but I'll do that in the next couple of days. That should be £150 sale. $9.99 free postage. That's not very good. I think I'll probably take £5.43 pre-38. Free post. I think I'll go $7.99 on this one. With postage. Thank you to Swimming Bear. Swimming Bear suddenly arrives. That ball and says Pimpernel, and then goes back, doing backstroke as it goes off into the distance. What's everybody's plans for this week? Are they as the boot fairs are coming to a close? Do you source a number of times a week? Do you sort of say, yes, I am definitely going to go out 3 times, 4 times every day? I plan to go out at least twice this week. Maybe I should do more. But that'll be me. I will do two, at least 2 sourcing trips. One tomorrow, a local one, and then towards the end of the week, I may well go down the sort of Leatherhead way and check that out. Hopefully, it's a bit better than my last trip out. We shall see. What else do I have to also have to list? This, which I found in amongst all the stuff. Tom the English Picker, he found George Michael played mini discs the other day in all his, because he was doing all this media, and I was watching his YouTube videos, and he'd done a few shorts and things, and I think he bought. Well, it cost a few hundred anyway. I don't know whether it was one bag or two. It was a lot of stuff. And Tom is very experienced in doing all of that. I look at it and go, oh, I think I would just, if I started going through it and the first 10 were rubbish, he reuses the plastic as well, which obviously I wouldn't do. I'd just be a hassle to get rid of it. But I would get disheartened so quickly. You know, if the first 10 were not very good, and I'd just be thinking, I paid 300 quid for this, I've been ripped off. And he did an Amazon returns one last week, where he had lots of single pairs of single shoes, where he thought he was going to get pairs. I think would just do my head in. I do like to see what I'm getting. But he pulled out George Michael mini discs. Any original mini discs, like recorded music mini discs, I've only had probably less than half a dozen. I remember I had a Janet Jackson one. I've got a couple of Queen ones, Great Hits 2 and 3, and then maybe just one or two others on top of that, so maybe only 4 or 5. You never see them, they're like hen's teeth. That is a bowler for cute. Don't want to only want the 15 people watching, no. Don't want anyone to know about that. And yeah, I've got a couple of and this as well. This will be going on. This is spares and repairs. No power at all, but it's still 20 quid. Nice looking Panasonic room. Normally it's just the band that goes on these, the drive belt, but absolutely nothing at all. So I'm not too sure which one that. Get it sold, and I won't be caring about it anymore. Right, so hopefully get about sort of like 10 things on today. Have a bit of a tidy up. Have a bit of a hunt around for things to list. Get ready for tomorrow. See if I can pick up some good stuff down the south coast tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Hope everyone has a great week, and hope yourselves are great. I haven't asked whether yourselves are great this week. I'm assuming you're all doing brilliantly. Anyway, if you did like the stream, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you for now. Take it easy.